Chapter 1. The birthday I'll never forget. The candles waited on the table, but I kept the lights off to calm my nerves. My phone buzzed again. I didn't check it. I knew it was another friend asking, "Is she there yet?" I wanted the door to open and her voice to say my name. Tonight. At 7, I called Ilara. "Are you close?" "I'm just leaving," she said. "Traffic is bad." "Don't be upset. I'll make it special. It's you and me," I said, smiling at the dark. "That's enough." "Right," she said and hung up. By 8, Daniel called. "Bro, I'm outside. Want company?" "I'm fine," I said. "She's on the way." "You sure?" His tone was careful. "I heard Adrian's party is huge." "I don't care about Adrian," I said too fast. "She said she's coming." "Okay," he said. "Call if you need me." I cut the cake and pushed the slices back together. I told myself, "Wait, she said she's coming." Mom texted, "Happy birthday, son. Is Ilara there? Do you want me to call?" I typed, "She's coming. I'll call you later. Love you." The door didn't move. The candles watched. My chest went tight. I called Ilara again. Music blasted behind her. "Hey," she shouted. "Can I call you back?" "Where are you?" "Still on the way," she said. "Adrian's party is across the street. Someone dragged me in for 2 minutes. I'm leaving now." "You're at his party." "For a minute," she said. "Don't make it a thing." "I'm coming." "You skipped my birthday dinner to go to his party." "I didn't skip," she said. Things happened." "I heard you," I said. "I'm alone." "I'm leaving now," she said. 10 minutes. "Okay, I'll wait." 10 minutes became 20. 20 became 30. Every car that slowed made me hope. Every car that pulled off made me hate that I still hoped. Daniel texted, "Want wings? I'll force you to smile." I typed, "Give me 30. She's close." At 9, I called again. No answer. Again. At last, she picked up, breathless. "I'm in the lobby." "Don't be mad." Relief hit me. "I'm coming." I put down the knife and ran to the elevator. The doors opened. Perfume. A bright dress. Ilara stepped in with a party glow. "You brought friends?" I asked. "No," she said. "They shared a ride." "Relax. You smell like champagne." "It was a quick toast," she said. "Adrian got a deal." "So you celebrated him before you showed up for me." "Can we not do this in the hallway?" she said. We walked in. The small cake looked smaller under the lights. "Happy birthday," she said, soft but far away. "Thanks," I said. I waited. "I'm here now." "Are you?" I asked. "Or are you still at his party in your head?" She folded her arms. "You're making a scene over nothing." "It's not nothing," I said. "You chose him over me." "I didn't choose him." "I chose a minute that became 2 hours." Her phone buzzed. She flipped it face down. My chest burned. "Who was that?" "No one. Adrian." "You can't keep doing this," she said. "Doing what? Asking for the bare minimum?" "The bare minimum is trusting me," she said. "I love you." "But you're smothering me. I asked you to show up." "I did." "Late. Dressed for him." "I dressed for me," she said. "Eat cake," I said. "I can't." "I already ate at his party." "At a party," she said. "Hear the difference." "I hear excuses." She sighed. "You're impossible." "Maybe, but I'm not invisible." She glanced at the door. "Maybe I should go." "If you walk out," I said, "we won't come back from this." "Don't threaten me." "It's not a threat. It's the truth I've been afraid to say." Her phone buzzed again. She picked it up, looked, and tucked it away. "Call him here," I said. "Call who?" she asked. "It matters to me," I said. "I can't breathe when you watch me like that." "Because you're hiding something." "Maybe I'm hiding how tired I am of proving I care." The room tilted. "Then say it plain." She looked at the cake. "I don't want to fight." "Happy birthday." She moved toward the door. "Ilara." She paused. "What?" "Do you love me?" She hesitated. "I think so." The words stung. "Think." "I'm confused," she said. "I need time." "Take it," I said. "But don't make me wait in the dark again." She opened the door. The hall light cut across the floor. "I'll call you tomorrow." "Don't," I said. "Come back when you know." She nodded and left. The door clicked. The candles still waited. I blew them out, called Daniel, and tried to steady my voice. "Bring the wings," I said. "And bring the truth." Chapter 2. Whispers in the dark. I dragged myself into work the next morning, eyes swollen from a night of silence. My phone had stayed dark. Elara never called. I kept telling myself not to overthink, but every corner of my mind whispered betrayal. At the office, voices carried farther than they should. Did you hear? Adrian's party was insane. Yeah, I saw Elara there. She looked amazing. She stayed late too, always at his side. The words cut deeper than I wanted to admit. I froze by the water cooler, fingers gripping the cup so tight it bent. My co-workers didn't see me, or maybe they pretended not to. Either way, the whispers filled the air like smoke I couldn't breathe through. Daniel called me at lunch. You sound dead. I'm fine. You're not fine. Tell me the truth. Did she even show up last night? She came. Late, straight from his party. Smelled like champagne. Daniel's silence said more than words. Then, bro, if she can skip your birthday for him, what else is she hiding? She said I was overreacting. Classic deflection. And you believed it? I don't know what to believe, I admitted. I want to trust her. I need to. That night, I confronted Elara. I called her, voice shaking. Where were you really? I told you. At Adrian's party for a bit, then with you. People said you stayed late, that you were always by his side. People talk, she snapped. Do you always believe gossip over me? I believe what I see, and what I saw was you walking into my place hours late, glowing from someone else's celebration. You're insecure, she said coldly. I can't breathe when you're like this. Insecure? I laughed bitterly. You disappeared on my birthday, Elara. How should I feel? Like a man who trusts his fiancée, she said. Not like this. Her words echoed long after the call ended. Later, Daniel showed up at my apartment, 2 bottles of cheap beer in his hands. He tossed one at me. Drink. Then talk. I took a swig. She says I'm insecure. You're not insecure. You're ignored. I love her, I muttered. I don't want to lose her. Love doesn't mean letting someone walk all over you, Daniel said. You deserve more than crumbs. I sat back, eyes on the ring box I hadn't moved from the shelf. What if she's confused? What if it's just a phase? And what if it's not? Daniel asked. What if she's already gone and you're the only one who hasn't noticed? The question pierced me. I didn't answer. The next day, I walked past 2 of Elara's friends in the cafe near my office. Adrian's crazy about her, one whispered. Yeah, but she's still engaged. Messy. She won't stay engaged long. You can see it. Their words weren't meant for me, but they landed anyway. My coffee went cold in my hand. That evening, I called Elara again. We need to talk face to face. No excuses. She sighed. Fine. Tomorrow night, I'll hold you to it. Don't threaten me. I'm not threatening, I said. I'm begging. When the call ended, I sat in the quiet. The whispers weren't just in the office or the cafe. They were in my head now, crawling under my skin, asking questions I couldn't silence. Did she still love me? Or had she already chosen him and just hadn't found the courage to admit it? I wanted answers, but a darker thought gnawed at me. What if I already knew the truth and just didn't want to face it? Chapter 3. The Shattered Engagement. Elara showed up to dinner with my family wearing a smile that felt like a mask. My parents had set the table, candles glowing, the smell of roasted chicken filling the air. Mom tried to keep things light, but I saw her eyes dart between me and Elara, sensing the storm building. Dad cleared his throat. So, wedding plans. Have you 2 set a date yet? I looked at Elara. That's what I'd like to know. Her fork clinked against the plate. We're still figuring things out. Figuring, I said. We've been engaged for months. Elara forced a laugh. Big events take time. Or maybe, I said, leaning forward, you're waiting on someone else to propose. The table went silent. My father's face tightened. Mom whispered my name, warning me to stop. But I couldn't. Not anymore. Who's texting you? I asked as Elara's phone buzzed in her lap. No one, she snapped, clutching it tighter. Adrian? Her eyes flickered just for a second, but I saw it. I always saw it. Daniel shifted in his seat across from me, ready to step in, but I raised a hand. Don't. I need to hear it from her. Elara, I said, my voice trembling. Are you with him? She put down her fork, her expression unreadable. I'm with you. No. Are you with him? She swallowed. I feel drawn to him. He understands parts of me you don't. The words cut deeper than any knife. Mom gasped, covering her mouth. Dad pushed his chair back, face red with anger. I stood, the engagement ring in my pocket burning like fire. "So you admit it." "I didn't say I don't love you," Alara whispered. "I do. But Adrian, he's different. He's exciting. He believes in me. And I don't," I demanded. "I've been by your side through everything. I gave you my heart, my future, and you're throwing it away for a man who barely knows you." Tears welled in her eyes. "I'm sorry." Sorry doesn't fix betrayal. I pulled the ring from my pocket and set it on the table. The metal clink echoed like thunder. "We're done." Elara's face crumpled. "Please, don't do this here." "You did this," I said. "You made me a fool at my own birthday and now at my own family's table. I won't carry this weight anymore." Daniel stood too, his hand on my shoulder. "Let's go, man." Mom's voice broke. "Alara, how could you?" Alara's parents, seated at the other end, stayed quiet, their eyes cold and calculating. I realized then, they knew, and said nothing. Pride and money mattered more than honesty. I turned to them. "You raised her to think love is disposable." "Congratulations," Dad grabbed my arm. "Son, calm down." "I am calm," I said, though my chest burned like fire. "Calm enough to walk away." Alara reached for me, but I stepped back. "Don't," I warned. "Don't touch me." Her voice cracked. "I never meant to hurt you." "You did," I said. "And that's all that matters." I walked out, Daniel close behind. The night air hit me like ice. My hands shook, but my resolve held. Daniel finally spoke. "You okay?" I laughed, bitter and broken. I just ended the only future I thought I had. "So no, I'm not okay." "But you're free," he said softly. "Free from lies." I stared at the ring, still burning in my palm. "Then why does it feel like chains?" Daniel didn't answer. He didn't need to. The silence said it all. Chapter 4. Broken Promises and Empty Rooms. I stuffed clothes into a bag without folding them, each shirt tossed like it carried the weight of her lies. The apartment was too quiet. Our laughter used to live here, echoing against the walls, but now even the shadows felt heavy. Daniel leaned against the door frame. "You don't have to do this tonight." "I can't stay," I said, zipping the bag shut. "Every corner screams her name." "Then scream back," he said. "Don't let her win." "It's not about winning," I muttered. "It's about breathing." I looked around the living room one last time. The couch where we planned our wedding. The kitchen where she burned pancakes on purpose just to make me laugh. The photos on the wall, our trip to the beach, her smile brighter than the sun. My hands shook as I pulled them down one by one. Daniel took a frame from me. "You sure you want to throw these away?" "I can't look at them," I said. "Not now." He set it aside gently. "Then don't. Box them up. Someday you'll want to remember, not her, but the man you were before she broke you." I sat on the bed, staring at the engagement ring still in my pocket. It burned like a secret I couldn't shake. Daniel sat across from me. "You did the right thing, man. She made her choice. She made it the night she skipped my birthday," I whispered. I was just too blind to admit it. "You weren't blind," Daniel said. "You were in love." There's a difference. I closed my eyes. Images flooded in. Her laughing in the rain, her hand in mine, the way she once whispered she couldn't imagine a life without me. Lies, or maybe truths she stopped believing. I pressed my palms into my eyes. Why does it hurt so much to lose someone who already left me? "Because your heart hasn't caught up to your head yet," Daniel said quietly. That night, I lay on the couch in my mother's house. The ceiling fan spun slow circles, mocking me with its calm rhythm. Mom peeked in, her voice soft. "You don't have to explain. I know." "Do you?" I asked, my throat raw. She sat beside me, brushing my hair back like she used to when I was a kid. "I know what betrayal feels like, and I know it doesn't kill you. Not if you don't let it." Tears slid down my face. I gave her everything. "And now you'll give yourself something better," she said. The house smelled like home, but it didn't feel like mine. Not yet. The next morning, I stood in the empty apartment one last time. The rooms echoed with promises we made and never kept. I whispered into the silence, "Goodbye, Alara." The word hung in the air, final and fragile. Then I turned the key, locked the door, and walked away. Chapter 5. Karma Begins to Whisper. The first sign wasn't loud. It was a whisper that found me at my desk. Daniel leaned over my shoulder. "You okay to grab lunch?" "I'm good," I said. "Deadlines." He lowered his voice. "I heard a thing." About Ilara and Adrian, I kept my eyes on the screen. "I don't need more gossip." "This isn't gossip," he said. "Maya saw them at the gallery opening." He made a speech. He thanked everyone who believed in him, and then joked about people who come from paper castles. I blinked. Paper castles. He looked right at her when he said it. The words sat in my gut like a stone. I finally closed my laptop. "Let's get lunch." At the corner cafe, Maya waved us over. She didn't love drama, which made me listen harder. "I wish I didn't have to tell you," she said, stirring her tea. He kept disappearing from her side to talk to journalists. When she asked for a picture, he said, "Not now. You'll smudge the story." I stared at my cup, and she took that. She laughed like it was cute, Maya said, but her eyes didn't laugh. Daniel watched me carefully. "How are you holding up?" "I keep thinking I'm done feeling," I said. Then I feel again. That night, I went home, Mom's house still smelling like cardamom and warm bread, and opened the box I'd been avoiding. Photos, notes, movie tickets. I set them on the floor like little ghosts. Mom stood in the doorway. "You sure you want to do this alone?" "I'm not alone," I said. "You're here. And so is Daniel, whether I like it or not." She smiled. "He's loud love." The best kind. I picked up a beach photo. Ilara's hair blown wild, my hand across her shoulder. "Keep that one if it hurts too much to throw," Mom said. "Pain sometimes needs a drawer before it needs a trash bin." I nodded. I split the pile. Keep, toss. At the bottom, the ring box waited like a heartbeat. I opened it and held the ring up to the light. Mom asked gently, "What will you do with it?" "Not sell it," I said. "Not yet?" "Why?" "It used to mean hope," I said. "Now it's proof." I survived. She touched my shoulder. "Then keep it as a medal." The next week, I made rules for myself. Rule 1, no checking her socials. Rule 2, sleep at midnight, wake at 6. Run, even if I hate it. Rule 3, say yes to work. Say yes to anything that isn't her. Daniel became my coach. "Shoes on," he said at dawn. No speeches. Feet first, feelings later, I ran through the gray morning, lungs burning, legs heavy. "I can't," I gasped. "You can," he said. "Say it." "I can," I coughed. "I can." By the third run, the air didn't taste like knives. My chest opened, a small space inside me, mine again. At work, my manager Priya pulled me aside. "You want the client pitch next Friday?" I hesitated. "That's Adrian's company." "Not anymore," she said. "New account. New start." "You're ready?" "I am," I said, surprising myself. "I'll take it." On Thursday, whispers came again, this time from a different corner of the city. I was in line for coffee when 2 men behind me talked loud enough for the street. "Did you hear about Astor Holdings?" Bleeding cash. Their main supplier pulled out. Board is furious. Thought they were bulletproof. Turns out they're Castle's paper. I didn't turn around. I stared at the menu until the letters blurred. Astor Holdings was Ilara's father's company. I stepped outside and called Daniel. "You hear anything about Astor?" He whistled. "Yeah, rumors of debt. Nothing official yet. Paper castles," I said. "Yeah," he answered softly. Paper castles. That evening, I cooked with Mom. Onions hissed in the pan. The kitchen window glowed. "Do I want this?" I asked suddenly. "Do I want karma?" Mom slid me the salt. "You don't have to want it. It comes on its own clock. What if it hurts her?" "She hurt you," Mom said. "You don't wish pain on anyone, but you don't hold the door closed on the wind either." We ate in calm silence. The quiet didn't ache as much. Later, I opened my laptop to prepare for the pitch. A notification flashed before I could stop it. A photo from a fashion event. Adrian on a red carpet, chin high. Ilara 2 steps behind, smile small and fragile. The caption, "Power couple rises." The top comment, "She looks tired." I clicked away, ashamed I had looked at all. I shut the laptop and reached for the ring. "Not love," I told it. "A medal." The next day, Priya ran me through mock questions. "If the client asks why you, not a bigger firm," she said. "Because we listen," I answered. "Because survival taught us how to change fast." She smiled. "Use that line." After practice, I walked home past the river. The water slid like glass, calm on top, strong below. A message pinged. Unknown number. Is this still your phone? I stared at it. I typed, deleted, typed again. Who is this? No answer. 5 minutes. 10. Then finally, sorry. Wrong number. I laughed under my breath. Sure. I put the phone away. If Karma wanted to talk, it could use a louder voice. Saturday morning, Maya called. Are you sitting down? I'm on a park bench, I said. Does that count? Astor Holdings just halted trading, she whispered. Statement says temporary liquidity stress. Social pages are locked. And, don't hate me, Adrian posted a story from a rooftop party. No Ilara in sight. Okay, I said. I watched a leaf spin down to the water. Okay. You're not happy? I'm not anything, I said. I'm busy breathing. Daniel jogged up the path and spotted me. Ready? Yeah, I said, standing. We ran beside the river. My feet found a rhythm. My chest opened again. The city moved around us like a machine I no longer feared. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring for Ilara, for her family, for Adrian, but I knew this. I was moving. Not fast, not loud, but forward. When we finished, Daniel slapped my back. What do you call that? Practice, I said, for the life that's coming. Good answer, he grinned. Now breakfast. My treat. I nodded and looked at the sky. The clouds were thin, the light simple and honest. Karma hadn't roared, it had whispered, and I heard it, finally, not as a promise of revenge, but as a path away from the ruins. Chapter 6. The Family's Collapse. The whispers became headlines. I didn't have to search for them. They found me. Astor Holdings faces mounting debt. CEO under pressure amid financial scandal. I sat at my desk, coffee cooling beside me, as coworkers whispered the same way they once whispered about Ilara and Adrian. Only now, the target was her family name. Daniel sent me a screenshot with no caption. He didn't need one. The article said enough. That evening, I walked home past the newsstand. Her father's face glared from the front page, eyes hollow, smile gone. The man who once bragged about his empire now looked like a crumbling statue. I didn't laugh. I didn't smile. I just kept walking. At night, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I hesitated, then answered. Hello? A silence. Then her voice. It's me. Ilara. Her breath caught. Can we meet? I closed my eyes. Why? I need to talk to you. Please, I thought about saying no. But curiosity won. Tomorrow, the cafe near the station. Noon, she whispered, thank you before hanging up. The next day, I arrived early. The cafe smelled of roasted beans and quiet regret. I sat by the window, hands wrapped around a cup I barely sipped. She walked in looking smaller than I remembered. No glow, no party shine, just shadows under her eyes. She slid into the seat across from me. You look good, she said weakly. Don't lie, I replied. Her lips trembled. Fine. I'm not good. Adrian, he left. I stayed silent. He said he can't be tied to a sinking ship, she continued. My father lost everything. The house, the cars. Reporters camp outside. Friends don't answer calls. And you thought of me, I said flatly. Her eyes glistened. Because you never judged me for what I had. You loved me when I was just me. I leaned back. And when I loved you, where were you? She flinched. I was stupid. I thought excitement was love. I thought Adrian's world would last forever. And now it's gone. Her hand reached across the table. But you're still here. I pulled mine away. I'm not here for you. I'm here for closure. Her tears fell fast. Don't say that. Please. I know I broke you, but give me one more chance. I shook my head. You didn't just break me. You buried me. And I had to dig myself out. She covered her face, sobbing softly. People in the cafe glanced over. I didn't care. Finally, she whispered, I regret everything. Regret doesn't erase betrayal, I said. It just makes it heavier. She looked at me like she was drowning, but I stood, leaving a tip on the table. Ilara, I said softly. Karma already answered for me. You lost him. You lost everything. I don't need to punish you. Life already did. Her voice broke behind me. Do you hate me? I paused at the door. No, I don't hate you. But I don't love you either. Not anymore. And with that, I walked out into the sunlight. The air was clearer than I remembered. For the first time in months, I felt lighter. Not because she wanted me back, but because I no longer wanted her. Chapter 7. The Return of the Betrayer. The cafe meeting should have been the end. I told myself it was. I walked away lighter, breathing clearer. But Ilara wasn't done. Betrayal doesn't vanish just because you close the door. It knocks again, sometimes louder. 3 nights later, she showed up outside my office. I saw her reflection in the glass doors before I heard her voice. "Please," she said, "just 5 minutes." I clenched my jaw. "You shouldn't be here." I had nowhere else to go. I stepped aside so my coworkers wouldn't see the spectacle. We walked toward the empty park across the street, city lights painting her face pale. She hugged her arms tight. I meant what I said at the cafe. Adrian left me like trash. My family, they can't even pay rent. But you— "Stop," I said. "Don't make me your backup plan." Her eyes widened. "You're not. You're the only one I ever—" "Loved," I cut in. "No, you don't get to use that word anymore." She shook her head. I was blinded. I thought his world was better, but when everything fell apart, all I wanted was you. And when my world fell apart, I said bitterly, all you wanted was him. She flinched as if I'd slapped her. "I'm sorry. I don't know how many times I can say it." Sorry doesn't stitch a heart back together. We sat on a cold bench. Silence stretched until she whispered, "Do you still think of me?" "Every day," I admitted, "but not the way you want. I think of the man I was before you broke me, and I think of the stranger you became." Her tears shimmered in the streetlight. "Can't we start over?" "Please." "I'll prove myself." I looked at her trembling hands. Once, those hands were home. Now, they were just reminders. "No," I said softly. "Starting over means forgetting." "And I don't forget." She sobbed openly, drawing curious stares from passers-by. I stood. "Don't come to my office again. Don't wait for me in parks. If you want forgiveness, give it to yourself. But you won't find it in me." She grabbed my wrist as I turned. "Don't you miss us? Don't you miss what we had?" I pulled free. "I miss the idea of us, not the reality." Her voice cracked. "If you walk away again, I'll never get you back." I met her eyes. "That's the point." I walked into the night, leaving her sobs behind, but my chest still ached. Every step was heavy, as if part of me wanted to turn back, yet I didn't. When I reached home, Daniel was waiting on the porch, sipping a soda. "She came to you again, didn't she?" I sat beside him. "How did you know?" "She called me first," he admitted. "I told her not to." "She doesn't get it. Love isn't a game of retrees." I leaned forward, elbows on my knees. "Why do I still hurt when I know she's no good for me?" "Because love doesn't vanish overnight," he said. "But pain can be the cure if you—" "Let it." I closed my eyes. I told her no. "For real this time." "Good," he said. "Now tell yourself yes." "Yes to what?" "To living," he said. "To moving on." I didn't answer. The ache was still there, deep and raw. But under it, faint as a whisper, was something else. Relief. That night, I dreamed of nothing, and nothing for the first time felt like peace. Chapter 8. The Final Choice. The week after Ilara cornered me in the park, I buried myself in work, presentations, client calls, late nights at the office, anything to drown out the echo of her voice. I told myself she was gone, that she finally understood. I was wrong. It happened on a Thursday morning. I walked into the lobby, coffee in hand, when I saw her waiting by the elevator. She stood straighter this time, dressed sharply, makeup done, like she wanted to remind me of the woman I once adored. "Ilara," I sighed. "Not here." "I won't leave until you listen," she said, voice steady. "You already said everything." "Not everything, please. Just hear me out once more." Reluctantly, I led her outside. The street was crowded, but she didn't care. "You said you missed the idea of us. Then let's build a new one. I'll do anything. I'll fight for you this time." I shook my head. "Love isn't about fighting when you've already surrendered me once." Before she could answer, a voice cut through the noise, mocking, familiar. "Well, well, isn't this touching? Adrian." He leaned against a sleek car parked at the curb, smirk painted across his face. He clapped slowly, eyes fixed on Ilara. "Didn't I tell you he wouldn't take you back?" "You're chasing ghosts." Ilara's face paled. "Why are you here?" "To watch the comedy," he said. "You begging your ex after I dropped you." Her voice cracked. "You didn't just drop me. You abandoned me." He shrugged. "I don't do charity cases. You were fun when your daddy's money made you shine. Now, you're just baggage. The crowd around us grew, whispers rising. I clenched my fists, heat burning my chest. Ilara, I said, do you see him now? Do you see what you traded me for? Tears filled her eyes, but Adrian only laughed. Don't act like a saint, man. She wanted me because I was better, stronger, richer. You were just the warm-up act. I stepped closer, my voice low and firm. Better men don't mock women when they're down. Better men don't steal what isn't theirs. You were never better. You were louder. His smirk faltered just for a second. Ilara reached for me, desperate. Please, don't let him be right. Tell me I still matter to you. Tell me we can fix this. The whole street seemed to hold its breath. My heart pounded, but my answer was clear. When you chose him, you killed us, I said. There is no fixing what's already buried. Her tears spilled, her knees almost buckling. So that's it. After everything, you walk away. Yes, I said, because I finally learned that love doesn't survive betrayal. And I finally learned I don't need yours to survive. She sobbed, but I turned my back. Adrian chuckled. Harsh. Guess I was right after all. I faced him once more. No, Adrian, you were never right. You just broke something fragile, and anyone can break what they don't value. It takes strength to build, and that's something you'll never have. His grin cracked, rage flickering in his eyes, but he said nothing. He climbed into his car and sped away, leaving silence and exhaust behind. Ilara collapsed onto the bench nearby, shoulders shaking. I almost pitied her. Almost. I crouched just enough for her to hear me. You'll heal, Ilara, but not with me, and not with the man you thought was better. She looked up, eyes red. Do you hate me? I shook my head. No. Hate ties me to you, and I'm done being tied. I walked away, my chest heavy, but my steps firm. The weight of years, the promises, the lies, the longing, lifted piece by piece with every stride. Daniel was waiting at the corner as if he knew. That looked brutal. It was, I admitted. He studied my face. But you're lighter. I nodded. For the first time, I chose me. We walked on together, the city buzzing around us, alive and indifferent. That night, I slept without dreams, and, for once, silence didn't feel like loss. It felt like freedom. Chapter 9. When Silence Becomes Justice. Days passed. Then weeks. Ilara didn't come back again. Adrian didn't either. Their names became softer echoes, like voices drifting from another room I no longer cared to enter. The city kept moving, as it always does. Deadlines, phone calls, early trains, late walks. And me, I kept moving with it. One morning, Daniel knocked on my door, holding 2 coffees. Client pitch day, he said with a grin. I smiled back, surprising myself with how easy it felt. Let's nail it. At the meeting, I spoke with a calm I hadn't known I could own. Words flowed, not shaky, not desperate, but steady, like they belonged to someone who had survived fire and now carried smoke as proof. The client nodded, impressed. Priya whispered after, "You've never been sharper." I knew why. Pain had carved me hollow, but it also carved me strong. That night, walking home along the river, I checked my phone. No new messages, no missed calls. Silence. And silence, I realized, had become my justice. Ilara's downfall didn't need me. It unfolded on its own. Her family's bankruptcy confirmed. Adrian spotted with someone new every week. Tabloids tearing her apart. People sent me links, screenshots, whispers. I stopped opening them. Daniel teased. Not even curious. No, I said simply. Curiosity kept me tied to her. I cut the rope. He smirked. About time. At Mom's house, she watched me from across the table. You're different, she said one evening. How so? You don't carry her anymore, she said. You carry yourself. I smiled. Maybe for the first time. I still kept the ring. Not as love, not as longing, but as a medal, just like Mom said. Proof I lived through betrayal, and I chose not to let it rot me. One Saturday, I walked past the cafe where Ilara once begged. The bench was empty. I stood for a moment, listening to the hum of traffic, the chatter of strangers. No ghosts haunted me there anymore. For the first time in months, I breathed deep, and it felt like mine. I whispered into the wind, not for her, not even for me, but for the truth. Love that breaks doesn't come back, and if it does, it's not love anymore. The wind carried the words away. Back home, I opened my laptop and started a new project proposal. Not to prove anything to her, not to fill any void, just because I wanted to. Life was moving forward, and so was I. The most powerful revenge wasn't revenge at all. It was living, silent and steady, while the ones who betrayed me faded into the background of their own choices. I didn't need to watch her fall. I didn't need to hear his name again. I didn't need to say another word, because silence had spoken for me. And in that silence, I finally found peace.